Here we've got non-audit services provided to an audit client. If an auditor wishes to propose tax services to an audit client, the auditor must communicate the proposed tax services and fees to the audit committee in writing. There are most transactions, most engagements you can't do if you are auditing a client. And we talked about this prior lesson with the AICPA rules. We'll see this again, which engagements you can do and you cannot do. You can't do a lot of them if you're auditing because you need to maintain independence. However, you can do certain tax services. And if you want to do that, first, the auditor, if you want to propose, you want to upsell, right? You want to sell more services to the client. The auditor has to communicate these services and fees to the audit committee in writing. Additionally, the auditor must discuss with the audit committee possible effects of these services on their independence. What's the rule? We can't audit our own work. So if we are doing something and it's not going to end up being our own work, then that's okay. And obviously, there'll be a lot more discussions on that with that audit committee. Some items that are expressly prohibited are contingent fee arrangements, confidential tax transactions, and aggressive tax transactions. Contingent fee arrangements, you're supposed to be independent, but you've got a possible result there where you're going to get paid out more based on a certain outcome of the audit, which that's totally not allowed because that breaches independence. And these two, confidential, you're an auditor, you're independent, you have to be independent. And if any of these confidential, then how are we going to know if it's independence or breaching independence? And aggressive tax transactions, this is like aggressive, meaning you're going to take a significant stance against the IRS or something like that. So just these are items that are prohibited, right? You want to maintain your independence and your objectivity. You're not going to get too not emotionally, but you know what I'm saying, invested in this client. You're not going to do any of these outlandish things. We've also got non-audit services, which were promptly brought to the attention of and approved by the audit committee prior to the completion of the audit. These are going to be items that are expressly prohibited. We've also got non-audit services with revenues in aggregate of less than 5% of the total revenues paid by the issuer to the auditor during the fiscal year in which the non-audit services are provided. This is to make sure that we're not too invested. I said emotionally invested as a joke, but actually invested here, right? So you've got significant amounts of your business through this client. That's going to start to impair independence and objectivity. Lastly, here we've got services that the issuer did not recognize as non-audit services at the time of the engagement. So these are going to be other items that are going to be prohibited. Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.